Welcome to Smart Remarks, where I look forward to our liberal overlords forcing us all to get gay married. So this might be a premature declaration, but it seems to me that the culture wars are over, or almost over, and liberals have won. As we speak, the Supreme Court is considering the issue of gay marriage. There's actually two separate cases that are before the court. It's too complicated to go into all the possible outcomes here. There's a good chance the court could sidestep a ruling on both cases, or if it does rule, the ruling might not be as clear-cut as either opponents or supporters of gay marriage want. My take on this is that in the long run, it doesn't matter. Even if this ultimately gets kicked back to the states that now ban gay marriage one day will permit it. That is my prediction. Attitudes are evolving on this issue, and they are evolving quickly. I saw a poll this past week, a CBS News poll, that showed a plurality. 49% of Republicans under age 50 now support gay marriage versus 46 who oppose it. Let's repeat that. A plurality of young Republicans supports gay marriage. And that's the death knell right there. The Republican Party absolutely has to start appealing to a younger, more educated demographic, and they're not going to do that by remaining the party of the outraged old white religious right. But see, they've got a problem. If they shift on this issue, they're going to lose the evangelical base. Mike Huckabee said so this past week. They're in a bit of a spot, but I'll say it again, the Republican Party has no choice but to try to appeal to this demographic. And so that's the death knell for bans on gay marriage at the state level. They might not fall today, they might not fall tomorrow, they might not fall 5 or 10 years from now, but ultimately they will fall. Society is becoming more liberal. It's an irreversible and irresistible trend. Consider the shift on immigration. Consider the shift on marijuana legalization. That's not necessarily just a liberal thing, it's a libertarian thing. But attitudes on these sorts of issues are evolving, and at a pace that seems almost unbelievably fast. Now, there's going to be sort of pushback on this. There already is in a lot of states. You probably saw earlier this week, North Dakota passed one of the most restrictive abortion bans in the country, banning abortions in every case where almost every case where a fetal heartbeat is detected about 6 weeks. It's going to be challenged, but the point is there's a lot of states, your deep red states, that are passing laws like this. But in the long run, I think those states are slitting their own wrists economically, because states that pass socially conservative legislation like this are going to have a hard time attracting young people and the type of jobs that ultimately lift wages and raise the standard of living. That doesn't mean North Dakota's economy is going to tank. They're riding high on a resource boom. But what it does mean is that over the long haul, socially conservative states will see more and more of business, young people, good jobs, good wages go to socially liberal states. And ultimately, they're going to have to make a decision on that. Are we going to continue down the socially conservative path, a path that leads to less prosperity, or are we going to evolve along with the broader society? You know they're going to be outraged about it, but in one sense, they're just reaping what they've sown. The bottom line is this. For years, conservatives used social issues as wedge issues, and they won a lot of political battles doing this. But now they've lost the broader war, and that's true whether the Supreme Court drops the big one on gay marriage or not.